What's up, guys? Jenny, get here. I'm keeping it in. Okay, Jenna Geary here. I am back with a Hot Topics in the Tub. I will say that today I just realized something funny. So I know I have to get my camera fixed. So I have a really nice camera that I used to film on, and then the lens broke because I dropped it in the middle of filming a video, and I bought a new lens. And the lens is one of those ones because the first original lens didn't zoom in and zoom out. And now I can't seem to get this one to autofocus. So when I focus it and then I jump in front of the camera, it all of a sudden gets blurry. So I've literally messed up 3 YouTube videos, so I've kind of like given up on it. I do have to probably ask a professional videographer to help me with it, but I have yet, or maybe just buy a new lens. So I've been using my phone. So something funny happened, and I film it in selfie mode, which I know the camera isn't as good, but I do it because I've also filmed videos and then the phone overheated and I literally filmed like 5 minutes of it. So this is to make sure that it stays on record. So I remember the last video was a little bit blurry, and I'm like, okay, like maybe I need to clean my camera because sometimes my friends are making comments that my camera's never clean. So I cleaned the camera, and then I'm like, why is it still blurry? And it's because I cleaned the other camera. So then I clean the front face camera, and all of a sudden it's a lot clearer. So that's it. Okay, so the other day I went to Instagram, and I really wish that the seat was like straight, but whatever. So I went to Instagram and I asked them to ask me questions. And my friend Claudia, who you know, which I might be doing a Fashion Nova. Oh God, I hate this. Okay, so Claudia made a comment that I should do a video on 5 myths and debunk them, fitness myths. And I thought it was a brilliant idea. So here we are, and that's what we're doing today. And I think I got like 6. Because I actually wrote all this stuff down like 2 weeks ago, but I have yet to do the videos. So here we are. The first one I remember already. It was muscle weighs more than fat. Okay, so here's the thing. Muscle doesn't weigh more than fat. Nothing weighs more than it just takes up it's more dense. So like a pound of muscle and a pound of fat are still a pound, but muscle is more dense. So you'll be like this with a pound of muscle, and then you'll be like this with a pound of fat. So you can have muscle, right, and it's dense, and you can maybe almost be the same size as someone, and then also weigh more than them. So like they have a higher body fat, but then they weigh less than you, and you have a lower body fat and weigh more than them, but you guys are right around maybe the same size. So when people say that, I like to clear that up. So, that's it. Okay, moving on to the next one. Then, if women lift heavy, do they get bulky? Okay, so building muscle is a lot harder than, and I've talked about this one before too. I actually did an email out to my list about like women being afraid to lift weight because they feel like they're going to get bulky. Yes, when you lift weight, depending on the intensity, the rep range, the size, weight, going to failure, reps in reserve, all that stuff is taken into consideration as to putting on lean muscle tissue. But food is a massive factor. If you are in a deficit, I do believe that depending on how much of a deficit, you can still put on a little bit of muscle. But to truly bulk, you have to be in a surplus. So if you are following a nutrition plan that a coach gave to you, and you're in a deficit to lose weight, you should not be afraid to lift heavy thinking that you're going to bulk, because it is a lot harder to put on muscle than you think. So the average person, depending on the goal, can lose anywhere from 8 to 15, 20, again, depending on how aggressive your goal is, lose that much fat in 1 month. The average person man or woman, can put on anywhere from 2 to 3, maybe 4 pounds of muscle a month. So, it is a lot harder to put on weight than it is to lose. And I'm not going to, and here's the thing, I don't like to even use the word harder or easier. I usually say it requires more patience, but in reference to just the whole fact of like women being afraid to lift weight, it takes a lot more than just lifting a little bit of weight for you to put on muscle. So you're not going to get bulky, you're not going to get jacked if you're following the right plan. The only way that you would get bulkier is if you were putting on muscle and body fat because you are eating in too much of a surplus. Hopefully my phone doesn't overheat because the thing just didn't. Okay, so spot reduce. Okay, so you will see those girls that are like, oh, I want to get rid of my inner leg thigh fat. So they do the adductor machine all day long. You can't spot reduce. Like doing 1,000,000 crunches, you're not going to get rid of belly fat on the belly only. You're not going to get rid of fat in the adductors just from doing that exercise. You can build muscle there, but you're not going to spot reduce and burn fat. Everybody burns fat in different areas. And what I mean by that is, like, when you're in a weight loss program, you're going to lose body fat everywhere, but most women tend to lose it in certain, like, I have clients that have had the last little bit has come off here. The last little bit has come off here. The last little bit has come off in their thighs. For me, whenever I put on weight, the first place for it to go is going to be in my thighs and my glutes. Last place for it to lose is going to be in my thighs and my glutes. So you can't, like, do 1,000,000 tricep extensions and then try to lose the fat in that area. It's just going to be about being in a deficit, as we talked about in the last thing. Yes, doing those exercises helps tighten up the skin, helps build lean muscle tissue, all those things, but it's not going to burn fat in that area. Again, even with the abs, you could do 1,000,000 crunches all day long. You're not going to burn fat in that area. It's going to be being in a deficit, dropping body fat, and then you'll be able to see the abs more. 5. Okay, hold on. Let me read which ones I got. Okay, so I'm going to do more than 5, though. Sweating means that you're burning fat. That's not correct. I will say I had a client years ago that he was just a sweater. Like, he would bring a beach towel to session because he would do one push-up and already be pouring sweat. Okay, so I guess when I caught my phone, I paused it. This phone almost ended up in here. So, damn, what was I talking about? Sweating. So, about my client sweating. I think the phone is crooked now, but whatever. Okay, so me, personally, I'm not a sweater. But when I train hard. Like, it depends on what I'm wearing. Like, if I'm wearing extra layers, I might sweat a little bit more, but I train hard and I don't always sweat. I sweat when I'm doing boxing and stuff like that. So that's not an indicator that you're working out hard. That's an indicator that it's hot, the temperature is hot, or that just certain people sweat differently. Okay, so that's another myth. Another one that we have here, more is better, no rest days. I don't agree with that. I mean, I know there's a lot of bodybuilders that follow my channel, and I know that, like, back in the day, you had big-time bodybuilders, you know, like Jay Cutler and Ronnie Coleman and all those guys, and they would do, like, double days, go to the gym in the morning, come back at night, but you have rest days. Like, people think that you are building this body in the gym, but you're really building it with food. Yes, with training. Really, you have to train hard. You can't expect to eat and rest if you're not training hard and then build. So it is a combination, but the true growth happens on your rest days. You need to take rest days. You need to sleep. Like, there's a lot of hormonal things that happen. So more is not always better. Okay, I think I'm going to end with this one more. I think I have 8, but oh no, that's it. This is the last one. You have to do cardio to lose fat. Okay. I tell my clients all the time, even clients that have 70, 80, 100 pounds to lose. If you only have an hour in the day, I want you doing your resistance training 4 to 5 days a week. And if all you have is an hour, then those 4 days you are doing resistance training only, even if you have 100 pounds to lose. And then you do your cardio on your other days, or you try to be more active, or go for a walk, or whatnot. I never tell clients compromise your training to get in cardio if you only have time for one thing. When I put things in order, I talk about the 5 components of fitness. Mindset, you have to believe that you can do it. Nutrition, then training, then cardio, then recovery. And even though I know I said rest is all part of that process. That's not what I mean by recovery. Recovery is more like meditation, massages, stretching, agility work, all those things. And I don't necessarily even believe that they are really last. A lot of these go like hand in hand, but that's just the order in which I put them. I wasn't somebody that was always, I don't stretch, but yet I do see great results. I do train through full range of motion, so like, I'm not saying that I feel like I'm stretching my glutes, or I'm not stretching my quads when I do full range of motion squats, like even though I'm in that full stretched position. Or like leg extensions all the way back, I'm fully stretching. I'm not justifying that, but it is good to train through full range of motion. Get that big stretch of the lats when you're doing a lat pull down, and then coming down and contracting. Yes. Ooh, I don't want this phone to end up in the water. So, okay. So I'm going to end with this one just because I really feel like it's my time. My time to shut it down. Somebody's trying to tell me to shut it down. But I hope you guys like these myths. If you are interested in personalized program design for you, I have a 16-year-old client. I've had up to 85 years old, 84. Right now, I currently have 16 to 74. I train my 74-year-old on the computer. In Italy, I train her 3 days a week on the computer. She trains 4 days a week. I train my 16-year-old in the studio 2 days a week, and then he does 3 other days on his own. I can do everything, help people with fused spines, get people off medication for diabetes, high blood pressure, hypothyroidism. I myself have Crohn's disease and colitis, and I've helped people with medical conditions get off medication, lower medication, and then just get out of their own head. If you're living in fear because of back pain or herniation or anything, I've said this before, and I'll end with this. You are not working out because you're in pain, but you're in pain because you're not working out. So, on that note, go to the description, leave your comments. Well, go to the description and then check out the Jenna Geary website. You can read the About Me page, then go to the contact page and fill out the information, and then we will set up some time to talk so I can tell you about how I can help with your goals, whether you are in Nevada or in another country. And then leave your comments below. Let me know what you liked about this video. Let me know what you want me to talk about in the next one. So, see you guys later. Deuces.